Notice to the public, if you wish to address the council, please complete the public wishing to address the council form located on either end of the counter. Give it to either me, the chairman, or the council clerk prior to the beginning of the meeting. All comments must be addressed to the council as a whole. Addressing individual council members or staff is not allowed. Speakers should be courteous in their choice of words, and actions and comments should be limited to the issues and cannot involve individuals or staff-related matters. We would like to have all cell phones and electronic devices used for communication, and they should be silenced for the duration of the meeting. And we will now actually call the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government Wednesday, May 14, 2025 council meeting to order. We will have an invocation and a pledge of allegiance by Mr. Clyde Hamner.
Heavenly Father, we humbly ask that you bless all who are gathered in this meeting this evening. Please grant your wisdom and grace to those conducting the business that will address the needs of the great people of this parish. These things we humbly ask of you through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Alicia, may I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Hamner, Mr. Bourbon, Ms. Chauvin, Mr. Trusclair, Mr. Pleasure, Mr. Harding, Mr.
Here.
Voisin, Mr. Amity, Mr. Champagne. Mr. Chairman, you have a quorum present.
Thank you very much. Before we get started, this is a letter we have from Mr. Steve Trusclair. It's please accept my apologies for being absent during the attendance of tonight's council meeting. I have reviewed the agenda and made known my concerns. I apologize for any inconvenience my absence may cause. Thank you very much. Councilman Steve Trusclair. First thing we're doing, approve the minutes of the special session condemnation hearing held on April 15, 2025. Moved by Mr. Amity, second by Mr. Pleasure. No discussion. Members, vote your machine. Eight zero, motion passes. Approved minutes of the regular council session held on April 16, 2025. Moved by Mr. Amity. Second by Mr. Champagne. Any discussion? Members, vote your machine. Motion passes 7-0. We distribute the minutes for the session, special session condemnation hearing held on April 29, 2025. We also have distributed the minutes for the regular council session held on April 30th, 2025. Approved manual checklist, March 25. Moved by Mr. Pleasure. Second by Mr. Amity. Any discussion? Members, vote your machine. Motion passes 7-0. Approve the accounts payable bills listed for 5/5/2025 and 5/12/2025. Moved by Mr. Pleasure, second by Mr. Amity. Any discussion? Members, vote your machine. Motion passes 7-0. General business. First, 1A, commendation commending Mr. LeVar Henderson on being elected LSU's 2025 Student Body President, Mr. Kevin Champagne.
Hello, thank you, Chair. Just before I read this, I just want to give you a little bit about LeVar. I met LeVar at Vanderbilt when I was with the soccer program. He's a great kid, infectious personality, great attitude, And so I'm going to just tell you a little bit about him. He's a political communications major at LSU. He will serve as a 26 student body president. He's a native of Houma. He has a strong commitment to public service and student advocacy since he's been at LSU. He served prior to his election. He served as a student senator. He was involved in legislative processes, which provided him the understanding of student government, allowing him to contribute to decisions impacting the student body. So LeVar also completed internships with Judge Randall Bethencourt here in Houma, Governor John Bell Edwards, Senator John Breaux, which all fueled his aspirations to pursue a legal career focusing on constitutional law and public policy. So looking ahead, Mr. Henderson plans to attend law school focusing on those things and wanting to have an impact in public service and advocacy. So with that, I'll read the commendation. Parish of Terrebonne, a commendation. Whereas Terrebonne Parish recently learned that Mr. LeVar Henderson, a Houma native, was elected to serve as the 2025 student body president of LSU State University. And whereas Mr. Henderson, a political communications junior, is the first student from Houma who has been elected to serve as LSU student body president. And whereas Mr. Henderson, alongside his vice presidential running mate, Mrs. Abre Larison, found success with a student-first agenda with goals improving accessibility, expanding resources, and optimizing operations for university students. And whereas Terrebonne Parish wishes to commend Mr. Henderson for his desire to serve his peers as a student body president and for representing well Houma and Terrebonne Parish. Now therefore be it resolved by Terrebonne Parish Council on the behalf of Parish President Jason W. Bergeron and the entire Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government that Mr. LeVar Henderson be hereby commended on his being elected LSU's 2025 student body president and for his continuing commitment toward serving others. Signed by Mr. Parish President Jason Bergeron and Council Chairman Carl Harding and supported by the rest of the Terrebonne Parish Council.
JC's gonna take you to jail.
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you all. This really means a lot to me as a product of this community. I learned a lot from my years at Vanderbilt, and particularly with serving with Judge Bethencourt, and a lot from Coach Kevin, a lot about servant leadership and public service. So this is truly a great honor, and it is great to be from this community, and it is great to be the first LSU student body president from this community. So thank you.
So I just have a couple other things to say. You get to stay up here. Some other people may have things to say.
Oh, sorry.
No, he's always had huge aspirations and no one's ever gonna tell him no. Congratulations, they're very proud of you.
Go Tigers.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Clayton Wazan.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mhm.
Thank you so much for representing this community in such an honorable fashion. And I'm really looking forward to see what your future is going to be like. Thank you so much.
Appreciate that.
Mr. Bergeron.
I was just going to echo the same thing. Congratulations on representing Terrebonne Parish at LSU. And once you're done with law school, hopefully we get you back here and help us with our community. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
you.
All right.
I hit the wrong button.
Okay, you still can say it from now. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, LeVar, congratulations, and it's a pleasure to meet you. I just wanted to tell you, I mentioned your name on HTV yesterday, and so don't be surprised if they call you to go do an interview on HTV.
Okay. Item 1B. Ms. Bridget Homer, Director of Homeowners Program, would like to present information on their CAFA First Home Program, a local housing finance agency, and ask for the support and/or renewal of their cooperative endeavor agreement with Terrebonne Parish. Ms. Homer,
Hi, thank you so much for having me this evening.
state your name and address, please.
Correct. It's Bridget Homer, and I live 15033 Reveille Avenue in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So I work for the Capital Area Finance Authority, which is known as CAFA, and we offer down payment assistance programs to first-time homebuyers in addition to veterans. Currently, we have 7 programs. I'll tell you that in 2023, with the current rise in interest rates, our program suffered significantly. So prior to that, we were doing our other 6 programs, and they're what we call to be determined. So every day we'd wake up and we'd see what the interest rates were like, and they just continued to climb. So we knew at that time we needed to issue a bond, because when rates are high, a bond performs well. It allows us to control that interest rate, if you will. So we issued in 2023, with your permission, a resolution that allowed us to offer the bond in Terrebonne Parish. $40 million. We have since depleted that money, so we're asking for permission again to come back into the parish. We're actually going to the commission tomorrow in order to get our bond going. It just allows us to offer 5% of the final loan amount for those first-time home buyers that might not really have either the closing cost or the down payment portion. In addition to that, I think it's important to know that we don't just throw them into a loan. All of these lenders are vetted. They do have qualifications that they have to meet. They do have to have at least a 620 credit score, 100,000. I want to say for the Baton Rouge area, it depends on what HUD comes up with, but 100 and below in terms of income. And additionally, we do a lot of first-time home buying seminars where we're educating that borrower on how they can achieve their dream of home ownership, what credit looks like. If you're not ready now to purchase a home, what's the game plan that we can put you on to where, 6 months, a year from now, you can achieve the dream of home ownership. So again, we're just asking for permission to really continue a program that we were already doing in your parish. We just depleted those funds, and we'd like to continue to do it in Terrebonne. Are there any questions, anything that I can answer? There's no risk at all to the parish. We're just asking for permission.
Mr. Armady.
So, Mr. Bergeron, that CEA is done through Kelly's department, or do you know?
I do not know, but we can find out. I
Yeah.
didn't see this till I saw
So,
it on the agenda.
do you remember who it was through the last time?
I'll be honest, I was looking back, and I want to say that one that we have is through, do you have the public trust?
Yeah. Okay.
So I would say that the CEA initially was with the public trust, but when we do a resolution, we have to ask permission from the parish. Even in East Baton Rouge, even though that's our jurisdiction, they still require us, anytime we renew, we have to do a resolution. So I get to go in all 64 parishes.
Yeah, so I'd say just get the information where it needs to go, and then we can take a look at it from there.
Perfect.
You want it there?
Yeah,
Mr. Babin?
yeah. I mean, this is something Derek and the legal office can look into, but I see now when she said public trust, it seems like I remember that coming up through the public trust. And they can get back to us. I mean, is there any action that we can take tonight,
Derek?
Derek?
Thanks. I'm gonna give her my card, and we can discuss the CEA and everything that we need to
All
do,
right, and then
and then
back
possibly
before-
come back and we can
Correct.
approve everything.
That'll work, thank you.
May I ask one thing? I know that we're trying to move forward so that we can issue this in July. After I close the books on the bond, they won't allow us the opportunity. Do you think that's something that we could do prior to us closing the bond?
Yeah, as far as legal is concerned, I mean, as long as TBCG approves it, as far as legal is concerned, we can get that moving pretty quickly.
Perfect. Thank you. Sure. That's
Ms.
perfect.
Malden?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Harding. I was just going to say, we probably would want to put a resolution in support of the Public Trust Authority signing the CEA in support for them, and then that can be what will allow legal to work with it and get it done. But we've got several meetings before July.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity
We're
to
good.
present.
Public wishing to address the council. In accordance with the section 2-07E of the Terrebonne Parish Home Rule Charter, the public will be able to be heard and can speak for 3 minutes on any matter related to parish government without discussion or questions and answers on non-agenda items. At this time, is there anyone from the public? There are no speaker cards. Chair entertains a motion. It's moved by Mr. Amity, second by Mr. Pledger, to go out of order. Those in favor, to the committee meetings. Item 3. In the discussion, members vote your machine. Mr. Pledger?
No.
Okay. The vote's 8-0. It passes. Item number 3, committee reports. Budget and Finance Committee, Mr. Pledger.
Thank you, Mr. Harding. I make a motion that the council accept and ratify the minutes of the Budget and Finance Committee held on Monday, May 12th, 2025, and I have one public hearing. Number 1, consider the introduction of an ordinance to amend the 2025 adopted operating budget of Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for the following items. Item number 1, FMA flood mitigation, $452,025. Item number 2, LCLE, $127,350. Item number 3, pollution control, $155,000. Item number 4, CDBG DR wastewater implementation, Village East, $2.5 million. Item number 4, CDBG DR boat launches activate the bayous, Phase 1, $1.5 million. Item number 6, CDBG DR Main Street improvements, $3 million. Item number 7, CDBG DR Housing and Human Services Facility, $2 million. Item number 8, CDBG DR Water Quality and Redundancy East Waterline, $1.5 million. Item number 9, CDBG DR Bayou Terrebonne Pump Station, $10,547,426, and call a public hearing on said matter on Wednesday, May 28th, 2025 at 6:30 p.m.
Moved by Mr. Pledger, second by Mr. Babin. Any discussion? Members vote your machine. Discussion, Mr. Hamner? Or Mr. Wazan? Oh, you try light, okay. 7-0. Item B, Public Service Committee, Mr. Wazan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I make a motion that the council accept and ratify the minutes of the Public Service Committee held on Monday, May 12th, 2025, and I have no public hearings. Thank you.
Moved by Mr. Wazan, second by Mr. Pledger. Any discussion? Members vote your machine. Motion passes 7-0. Item C, Committee Development and Planning Committee, Ms. Chauvin, please.
I make a motion that the council accept and ratify the minutes of the Community Development and Planning Committee held on May 12th, 2025, and have 2 public hearings. 1, consider the introduction of an ordinance to amend the Parish Code of Ordinances to establish a 15-mile-per-hour speed limit zone along the entire length of Abear Street, to provide for the installation of said signs, and to provide for other matters relative thereto, and call a public hearing on Wednesday, May 28th, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. 2, consider the introduction of an ordinance to amend the Parish Code of Ordinances to establish a 4-way stop at the intersection of Church Street and Magnolia Street, to provide for the installation of said signs, and to provide for other matters relative thereto, and call a public hearing on Wednesday, May 28th, 2025 at 6:30 p.m.
Moved by Ms. Chauvin, second by Mr. Champagne. Any discussion? Members vote your machine. Motion passes 7-0. Streetlights. All in favor? Members vote your machine.
Who moved the second?
Who moved it? John Amity.
I said as
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead.
Okay.
It wasn't me.
I
Okay.
moved the streetlights.
Yeah.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Pleasure, second by Ms. Champagne.
Sure.
Chauvin. Happens all the time. Any discussion? Members vote your machine. 7-0. Number 5, appointments to various boards, committees, and commissions. A, Recreation District Number 1 Board, 1 expiring term on 5/22/2025. Mr. Mark Amity expresses his interest in being reappointed.
Open, close, and appoint, reappoint Mr. Hamadeh.
Moved by Mr. Babin, second by Mr. Pleasure to open, close, and appoint Mr. Mark Amity. Any discussion? Member vote your machine. Motion passes 6-0 with 1 extension. Mr. John Amity. Congratulations to Mr. Mark Amity. Item B, Recreation District Number 2-3 Board, 2 expiring terms on 5/31/2025. Mr. Jerome Boykins Sr. expresses his interest in being reappointed. Also, Mr. Roy Miller expresses his interest in being reappointed.
Open, close, and reappoint Mr. Boykin and Mr. Miller.
Motion by Mr. Babin, second by Mr. Pleasure, that we will open, close, and appoint Mr. Jerome Boykins Sr. and Mr. Roy Miller, reappoint them to the 2-3 Board. Any discussions? Members, vote your machine. 7-0, motion passes. Monthly engineering report. Members, Antika T. Baker Smith, members as per. Second?
Second.
Okay. Motion by Mr. Amity, second by Mr. Pleasure. Members, vote your machine. 7-0, motion passed. Item number 7, vacancies and to various boards and committees and commissions. A, Recreation District Number 5 Board, 1 expiring term. Recreation District Number 3A Board, 3 vacancies due to resignation. Fire District Number 5 Board, 1 expiring term. Fire District Number 9 Board, 1 vacancy due to resignation. Recreation District Number 9 Board, 1 expiring term on 6/12/2025. Koto Fire Protection District, 1 expiring term. Downtown Development Corporation, 5 expiring terms, each representing the following entities: 2 representing the council, 1 representing the Chamber of Commerce, 1 representing the Historical Society, and 1 representing the Downtown Merchants. Consolidated Waterworks District Number 1, 2 expiring terms on 6/24/25. Terrebonne Parish Communication District Board, 1 expiring term due to a vacancy, due to resignation. Item 8, Parish President. If you have any announcements prior to, we got 5 minutes before the 6:30 public hearing.
No, I gotta do my thing. We're together. We have a couple of events this weekend. The Blackberry Festival, right? Putting on McDonald's Children's Home at the Wetlands Discovery Center. And then we also have Freedom Fest is going to be put on a crawfish bowl to benefit veterans. And so I'll make sure people are aware of those events going on this weekend.
Mrs. Chapine.
Yeah, I just want to say, just come on out to the Blackberry Festival. It's put on by the McDonald's Children's Home, as well as the Helio Foundation and the Shriners, the Home of Shriner Club. We will have fresh blackberries. We'll have blackberry dumplings, blackberry products, blackberry lemonade, adult blackberry lemonade, blackberry smoothies, blackberry daiquiri. So all blackberry this weekend. So come on out.
Mr. Armadine.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just a public service announcement. We're starting to get into the warmer temperatures now, breaking into the 90s. If you have elderly people that live in your surrounding area, please keep an eye on them. Make sure that they have what they need to cope with the heat, as well as pets. We were fortunate enough to have this little cool front last week, but I think now the brutal heat's going to be coming. So thank you.
Mr. Walton.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just a reminder to the residents of Oakshire, tomorrow night, 6 p.m. at the Oakshire Gym, we'll have a neighborhood meeting in reference to a couple of issues in that neighborhood. Thank you.
Motion to recess for 3 minutes until 6:30.
No one else had anything to say. Motion by Mr. Babbitt, a second by Mr. Pleasure to recess for 3 minutes. All in favor, vote your machine. Got the vote, got the vote. Motion by Mr. Babbitt, second by Mr. Pleasure. Vote your machine for, we're gonna go right back in the section for 3 minutes. Until, the motion is to go on recess until 6:30, public hearing. Vote your machine is 7-0. You got it, Ms. Tammy? Okay, good. All right. So we can be automatic when we come back. Clyde, I thought you were gonna say something and bring us to 6:30, you know what I mean?
You like that?
We're not going, so I'm okay with it. We went last year. I know, I know. When I watched it, I was cringing.
It's a poison ant. I didn't have to write it all one day.
One, two, three, four. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, you're trying to get it early.
No, well.
Hmm? 1 minute? It's 6:30.
Motion to go back into regular order, 6:30 public hearing. Second.
Motion by Mr. Babin, second by Mr. Champagne, that we go back into regular order, 6:30, public hearing.
Vote your machine.
Vote your machines.
It worked for me.
7-0. 6:30 public hearing, A, an ordinance to declare a surplus adjudicated property located at 2243 Brady Road, in which the parish has 5% interest. First call public, second call public, third and final call public.
Motion to close.
Motion closed by Mr. Babin, second by Mr. Pleasure. Any discussion, members, vote your machine. 7-0.
Motion to adopt.
Motion adopt by Mr. Babin, second by Mr. Pleasure. Any discussion, members, vote your machine. 7-0. Motion has been adopted. B, an ordinance to amend the 2025 adopted operating budget, 2025 five-year capital outlay budget, and the 2025 budget position of Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for the following items: animal shelter, $75,000; Valhai share use path, $117,200; CDBGDR support for seafood industry, Phase 2, $500,000; CDBGDR stormwater master plan, $1.5 million; CDBGDR wastewater master plan, $1.5 million; CDBGDR stream center, $5 million; CDBGDR small business incubator, $1.5 million; CDBGDR weather station, $205,008; transit department, negative $3,417; sanitation, $60,000. First call public, second call public, third and final call public. Motion to close, second by Mr. Babin, second by Mr. Pledger. Members, vote your machine. Oh, is there?
Yes.
Ms. Chauvin.
So I have a question. As we were talking about the CBDG-DR monies, can they be moved around after we vote? Like if we voted like a certain, like say million goes to one thing or 1.5 million goes to one thing, can it be moved around after we vote on it without coming back to the council? Okay.
So when we originally brought all of the applications to the council and we did the resolution, that was us approving the applications to be submitted. Those applications, we were able to have the funding that we needed, and then based on the application, some of that needed to be changed. Now that these are in here as a budget amendment and they are approved by CDBG or OCD, we have to come back to the council for approval if any of this funding changes. Sorry. Just as I looked at you. Did that answer your question or no?
Yeah, that answers my question. I just wanted to be sure because it seems like something's moved somewhere on one of them, and I'm just trying to figure out how it can be. So I have.
Just give me a call, we could talk
yeah,
about it.
yeah.
But now that we're putting them on as budget amendments, anytime any of this funding is gonna change, it has to come to the council for
Okay,
change.
thank you. I appreciate it.
Mr. Hamner.
Yeah, Jason, just to be clear, the item 2, the Valhai shared use path, that's the bike path from Ravenshead to Bayou Country Sports Park?
I'm 100%, I'm pretty sure, yes? Yes, Phase 2.
Mr. Babin.
Yeah,
Are you finished, Mr. Hamner? I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Mr.
Candace, I think Kim and I were talking about this before. Initially, and I'm just gonna use these numbers, when it was brought to us, there were 30 projects that could have been done. Right. Original, whatever it was, 45 or, and from there, we put proposals together and it went to the state to take a look at. And they said, yay, you can do this, no, you can't. At that particular point, you may have moved things around, but it was moving it to that total list. There was nothing new that came on, okay? But again, once it's been approved, if for some reason we have to change it, it has to come back before us to do it.
Yes, sir. So you are right. We came to the council for a recovery plan with a list of projects. And
Right.
in that, we submitted to the state the recovery proposal. From that, the recovery proposal then turned into applications. And the applications was where we were able to get opinion of probable cost and input budgets for some of it. So the projects, they went through all of that, and that is where we were. And if you remember, when we did the recovery proposal, you had 2 or 3 alternate projects. So we were able to move those projects up because the council had already approved them because we had additional funding. That we cannot go back and add a completely different project without council approval or even without state approval to say, yes, submit in the application. So the applications have been submitted, they have been approved, they are set in stone. Those budgets that they have approved in those applications are what we are using to recognize it here. So we even have to go to the state for approval if we have to change the budget for those particular projects. We would have to come to the council first, and then we would have to go to the state for that.
Because I think what we were talking about earlier was a different dollar amount from one of them, and it's probably just, I know from my standpoint, it's probably not remembering what the original dollar figure was.
So we didn't have original dollar figures when
And
we
that's
first did
probably
the
why I don't
recovery
remember it then.
proposal because of that particular thing. And then
Okay.
we did have back in April 16th meeting, I think is when we talked about moving some of those alternate projects up and some of that tier 2 level changes that we did. That was all part of that.
Okay, thank you very much.
Mr. Hamner.
Yeah, I just want to make a comment. I did some research on some of these for an interview I did, and I was really impressed to learn that item 3, support for the seafood industry. Nearly every public hearing that was held, aiding fishermen in the seafood industry was identified as a priority project, which I kind of interpret as Terrebonne Parish residents showing how deeply committed they are to sustaining a crucial component of their culture and our economy. Just wanted to throw that out.
Ms. Malden, was there a deadline in November? And I think even with the, some projects were like $7 million. We even had something to do with the jail and things like that. So how many applications since that November deadline, original November deadline, has we actually made changes to the process in trying to obtain some of the disaster recovery money?
So we had all of our initial applications submitted by the November 2024 deadline.
Mhm.
We came to the council and talked about some of the changes, and I think there was just 4 that we were changing up for the resubmittal of the application. And we still have 3 or 4 of them that we have asked for an extension. And the purpose of that is because one of the projects is for us to do a plan or a study to determine what the needs are, like support the seafood industry. So once and for the resilient centers, so once we have those studies done, we will then know what that application to actually implement from that study is. So those will be submitted at a later date. Those deadlines vary from August to September.
And with those deadlines, and just to carry on, then we're gonna move on with this. With those deadlines, some of the money that we were asking for, according to the application, whether it's $7 million, it may go down to $5 million. We might transfer something over, or we edged in stone, something like that. That has happened, and that's why over the last year or so that we've actually had to make some changes and adjustments, like the jail, where we're not there anymore. So thank you very much. We have a motion to close by Mr. Babin, second by Mr. Pleasure. Any more discussion? Members, vote your machine. Close. You got to close the public hearing, then you got to vote. No, she had a light on. 7-0. Motion adopted by Mr. Babin, second by Ms. Chauvin. Any discussion? Members, vote your machine. Motion passes. It's adopted. 7-0. Motion adjourned by Ms. Chauvin, second by Mr. Pleasure. Members, vote your machine. Have a good evening.
And good day.
I don't want to leave.